Welcome to episode 10 of my Volkswagen Crafter van build. I've done quite a lot this week because we're coming out of winter now, hopefully, and I need to get the van finished so I can use it for the spring. So today I've done the wheel carrier, the door cards, the rear ladder, which I'm going to use as an accessory ladder sort of thing, because I've got another way of getting up to the roof. I'm going to finish off the window surrounds of the oval in the back windows, finish off some trims, and I'm having the tow bar fitted. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go through the costs so far today, because I think I've done my last cost in episode 3, but this will bring it all up to date what I've spent so far. So I'll see you at the end of the video. This package contains my wheel carrier that I ordered from a company called Wheeliams. I found this company on the website and I've seen them on other YouTube videos. They're quite reasonably priced, they're not overpriced like some of them I've been to see. They also do other makes as well, apart from Volkswagens, Mercedes, Ford, Fiat, Peugeot. There are some hinge modifications I need to make on the van, but I will go through that later in the video. As I said earlier, I did look at some other makes, but they just seemed a bit too bulky, and this one, even though it's quite small, it's quite strong as well, so that's the reason why I've gone for this one, because obviously the weight factor is quite important in a van build. So the first thing I'm going to do is to degrease, because it comes in bare for you to finish to your own colouring. It does come a bit oily, so I'm going to give it a wipe with a degreaser first of all. I just got this degreaser from a car accessory shop. So next I'm going to give it 2 coats of red oxide primer, and then probably a couple of coats of Hammerite black satin. I'm going to do the same with the ladder as well. I haven't shown this in the video, but it's the same principle. It comes in bare, so then you just obviously degrease it, a couple of coats of whatever colour you choose. So this is obviously where it's going. I need to make some adjustments to the hinges, because with this type of one you have to move this centre bar, because these hinges fold all the way back. If you don't, it tears a hole in the door. So this is the bar you have to remove. Full instructions are on their website, but I believe they're making a newer version now where you don't have to remove this centre bar. So this is what I'm using to remove the centre bar, just a little mini grinder that's shielded, so hopefully that'll stop sparks flying everywhere inside the van. Obviously after I've cut it out, I'll give it a good hoover and a good dusting just to remove all these metal filings to stop them rusting. After I've removed the centre bar, obviously give it a coat of paint. I'm going to give it a coat of primer first, then I've got some grey colour from Volkswagen. After you've removed those bars, it just bolts on to the existing holes in the hinges, you can see, with 4 bolts supplied with the rack. And then I've got to drill this other hole for the bolt to support the other end of the rack, and that just drills through. Obviously give it a coat of primer just to seal any bare metal and the bolt as well. After that was on, I reinstated my panels and I've made some door cards. I've used like 6mm ply again, covering the carpet and the insulation, same as I've done with the wall panels. I've gone for 2 different colours again just to match the interior, and I'm going to paint those screw heads as well, the same as the grey. Now these shelves that fold up are for 2 different reasons. One, to use as a shelf, like store the drinks, etc. And the other one is part of my extended bed system, which I shall explain later. So next I need to finish these window surrounds for the little windows. There isn't anything you could buy, so you have to make them to suit. So I've just used this bit of hardboard, cut it to size so it fits around the edging and the actual curvature. I'll obviously filled and stuffed as much insulation as I can in the cavity, and then I'm going to wrap it in carpet, same as probably the grey, you know, just a contrasting colour. So they've come out quite good. Normally these curved windows are a bit of a pain to finish off, but what I'm going to do afterwards is going to make some curtains for these and some fly screens as well, just to finish it off. This is the other side of the door I've made the door cards for. I'm still not 100% whether I'm going to fit rear glass in these, so that's the reason why I've made them in 2 sections, so I can easily take them off, install some rear windows. But I want to use the van first just to make sure I'm 100% happy with what I've got, and then make some alterations as I go through. I've also fitted these cargo nets just to put your mobile phone in while charging. and then I've just finished all the surrounds with the grey anthracite carpet as the rest of the theme in the van. These are just some finishing trims. This rail actually comes in use later on when I fit the upholstery, and this is the top piece of plywood stain to match the ceiling. It just finishes the two contrasting colours off. So while I was doing the carpeting and finished the panels off, I decided to fix these flexible reading lights because I had to tuck some wire behind them as well. They're part of my electrical kit, which I'll be showing you in another video. But these are on a flexible stem. They also touch lights, they switch on with your finger, and they contain a USB. So underneath the windows as well, I've put some cargo nets so I can charge my phone at night, and the cargo nets can hold a drink as well. But the USB, I believe, are 5 volts, so it's got a fast charging. Again, I used the ply stained, same as the ceiling, just to finish off the trims and to break up the two contrasting colours of carpet. So these shelves are on hinges, so they fold up. It just makes the bed extended about another 8 inches longer. I'll be showing you that when I get my upholstery finished and in place, because it just makes the bed bigger. Now the reason they're a bit of a strange shape is because when you close the doors it fits neatly around the actual bench seating, and when the bed's not in use and you have got a seating area, it becomes a useful shelf. Okay, so back to the outside. I lifted on my rear wheel to the carrier. The wheels are quite heavy on this, so what I've done is I put a stud through the back with a bolt so it's easy to lift and hook on the actual wheel. So the rear ladder is exactly the same principle as the wheel carrier. You have to cut out those little bars, and then I fitted onto the actual ladder, because I'm not going to actually be using it as a ladder. I'm going to be using it as an accessory holder, and this is the box I'm going to use to install my Joolca outdoor hot water shower in. That'll be in a future video as well. Under here I'm going to store a water tank or a water tank holder. Again, I need to figure out exactly how I'm going to do that, because the problem I'm going to have is I don't want to cover the rear lights. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking the actual top actual case off and then making some kind of frame so it will move both of the boxes over to the left about 6 inches, hopefully without covering the door handle as well. You can actually buy racks for these, but they're like over £1,000, so I'm going to decide to make my own, and I'm going to use the system which I'm going to be using my roof rack out of, which is going to be in a future video. So that's what I've got to think about, because I'm sure it'll be illegal to carry to cover up the rear lights, and obviously it won't pass its next MOT, but I don't want to make anything too heavy either. So if anyone's got any other ideas, please let me know in the comments. So the next thing I've done over the past week is to get the tow bar fitted. I was going to fit it myself, but it didn't work out much more to have a professional firm come in and fit it, because it's quite complicated, because the wiring has to be fixed up to the camber system in the Volkswagen central unit. So obviously I haven't got the software and the computer for that, so that's the reason why I called in the company. I used AS tow bars. They're quite a big company in Essex and Suffolk. So I had them down, and it was done really, really quickly. Right, so let's go through the pricing so far. It's quite scary. So so where was we? So the van was 40,209, brand new, with all the extras, and it's the higher engine version, so it's a little bit more expensive than usual. And it had a ton load of extras on it, but I've covered that in a previous video. So that was 40,209. So that was episode 4. With the windows was 1,131.93. So that added up to 41,340. So that was what the cost was up to last time. So we start from episode 4, which I'm going to include the wheels and the tyres for the set of 5 They were £1,700. That's with new nuts and locking wheel nuts as well. And in episode 5, for the plywood, the Celotex, the can of foam, adhesive, conduit, the aluminium profiles for the bench seating, varnish paint, lighting track, carpet. I bought in bulk for the grey and the silver colour as well, so that's quite expensive. And the carpet adhesive was quite expensive. Now that added up to £1,089. That was episode 5. Episode 6, hinges, 15mm ply, 6mm ply. That added up to 225, so that was quite a cheap one compared to the rest. Episode 7 was just the fridge freezer, which was the Dometic compressor fridge, and that was £699. I think they're normally £799 because it's the bigger 80-litre version. Then episode 8 was the Project 2000 bed kit. That's the motor and all the electrical accessories with that. And the ply to make it, I've done a sheet of 15mm ply, 6mm ply and 9mm ply for the slats. And that come to 1,214. Episode 9 was the table kit and the extra chop, because I made that like surfboard table, and the black edging, that came to £95. And then episode 10, which was the rear wheel carrier, the rear ladder and the tow bar supply and fitted, and also a can of red oxide paint and some metal hammerite paint. That come to £1,100. So in total, the build so far, now I'm sitting down for this one, has come to £47,462.93. But if you take off the van, which was £40,209, so far I've spent on the actual build £7,235.93. But I have got all the carpet, I should have all the ply for that as well, and all the main expensive items are done, like the wheels, the wheel carrier. So the only expensive piece left really is the electric system with the batteries and the solar panels. So yeah, so that's what I've spent so far. 7,235 plus the van. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Next video will be coming out next week. Might be the front bull bars, or might be the electrical system. Actually, might be the foam, because I've had the foam seating reupholstered. That's arrived, so I'm going to be fitting that, and then I'm going to rig up the actual bed lift so I can see it working up and down with all the seating arranged. So hopefully see you next time. Thanks for watching.